There we go. Now I can see chat. Now I can see chat. Skill issue has been overcome. Truly, skill issue moment. Skill issue moment number 1. Yes, I can actually see the chat now. Thank God. Because I could see the chat on OBS, right? As in, I could see, like, the chat bar show up right next to my fucking thingy, right? But I couldn't see the actual stream chat in the actual stream chat window. And, you know, there's some issues when you can't see the stream chat like that. Just some issues. Just a couple. You know, communication is key, my guy, my gamers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Putting that to the side. Leaving the phone to charge. I got some snacks. And I'm ready, gamers. Let's just take care of our Genshin. And then we'll do the Gabagool. Right? We'll do the Gabagool right after a little bit of Genshin. The problem is that I don't even know what to do with my resin today. Right? I'm at that moment, once again, gamers, where I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with my resin. Welcome to hell. Where there's never enough resin, but you also don't know what to do with it. Right? When you're like, I don't know what to do next. I'm just kind of sitting here, expecting something to happen, question mark. Need to improve my Joungling's pieces, like a circlet and goblet. I just have horrible emblem luck. Dude, emblem luck in general just tends to be bad. Also, Midnight, what's up, gamer? How you doing? Hope you're having a good... I almost said Tuesday, then Friday, and I realized it's Sunday. I hope you're having a really good Sunday. You really need to learn how to duck, if only it were that simple! If only it was that simple, my guy. Fuck. Skill issue, ain't it? Skill issue, isn't it, bruv? Ain't it, bruv? She has 243 ER, but piss poor crit ratio? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Come with me.
Although...
let us find shelter from the rain.
Crit rate is entirely dependent on, what weapon you're using, right? Because if you only have, like, a Fav, you can get away with just having a crit hat, and that's enough. Even if you don't have any substats, that'll be fine as long as you have the hat, right? It's when you start getting to the other stuff that it becomes problematic.
My will embodied.
Let's see, do you drop anything? No, you don't. Ow! Ah! Not the electroshock! Alright. Unfortunately, no handguard drops. Pee-pee poo-poo, man. Pee-pee fucking poo-poo. She's using R5 catch. Well, she gets a little extra crit rate. Sure, it only applies to her ults, but that's like all you need, you know? So it's not... that's fine. You don't need a lot for catch jungling. You really don't. I wish enemies could break ores too. It just feels like something everybody should be able to do. It just really feels like, I know, I just really like improving the characters. I use a lot in Spiral Abyss. Dude, fair. Like, genuinely, if you're not building Spiral Abyss characters, there's no point in building characters at all. I know I make jokes about, like, hey, you really shouldn't just build this character. You really should build that character. But really, if you're not even, like, doing it for Abyss, there's kind of not really very much point. So I feel that. I feel that. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to sabotage the slime balloon. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to break it. Oh. I'm fucking pee-pee-poo-poo stupid.
Final warning.
No.
Kami-santo art. Sumetsu.
There we go. What an unnecessary ult. It took me way too long to realize that, dude. Like, actually, it literally took me a full fucking, like, I'm going down the journey. I'm waiting for it to carry itself all the way over. Oh, wait, what do you mean I need to be the one to kill it? Holy fucking shit. Oh, man, that's some small-ass brain moment, my guy. Holy. Holy. Brain cells burning out real fast. Yeah, for real, dude. Holy fuck. I was not ready for that level of idiocy for myself. Hit a brain buffer. Yeah, fuck. Brain issue. I swear to God, if this is Electrofog, I'm gonna be mad. It's fucking Electrofog! Alright. Whatever.
This had better be important.
Shut up, Shinji. No one asked. Literally nobody asked, Shinji. Did I ask, though? No! Oh! I almost whiffed the... Oh. I almost whiffed the... I almost whiffed the... Almost hard with the and story time. All right, I don't know if I can hit a story time with my 5 IQ day, but all right, give me a topic. Give me like a subject to kind of riff off of. I can try. Any movie stories? That's hard. Movie stories. Nothing like super specific off the top of my head.
Engaging.
But
Take flight.
this is more like a blockbuster story technically, but
Final warning. My will embodied.
like, okay, not everyone, I acknowledge, knows, you know, is old enough to appreciate a blockbuster story. But, Slots, Yahoo, how you doing, cutie? Juno, Yahoo, how you doing, cutie? Welcome. But, so, you know, what my family used to do, right? Like smart people, right? I'm not saying it's legal, I'm just saying it's smart. Back when Blockbuster used to be a thing, we would, you know, rent out a movie for a week, and during that week, as long as you pay for, like, a week, you could swap it out for any other movie, right? Blockbuster was huge way back when, because you could watch so much for the price of whatever, and it was a cheap business to operate. It was a cheap business to operate. And the overheads were good, right? So a lot of people used it. And my family, what we used it for was we would rent out a bunch of movies and we would just burn the movie discs. Because nothing stops you but society, my guy. Alright? Alright? The only thing stopping you from going out there and stealing a car is society, gamer. Because you wouldn't steal a movie like you would steal a car, am I right? No, but yeah, no, we would just, we had like just a massive portfolio of movies as a result of as a result of the fact that we could just go out and rent movies for a week and then just rent movies back to back and swap movies back to back once we're, you know, like every night. And yeah, exactly. I'm not selling them. I'm not profiting off of them. I'm just, you know, it's like if you close your eyes and you really, really relive that memory really clearly. It's the same thing, right? Same fucking thing. But putting all those jokes to the side, we would do that, and in doing so, we discovered for the first time a movie franchise called Scary Movie. But if you close your eyes, ayo, ayo, would always feel like something. I don't remember the words. Oh, Ayata sent a letter. But yeah, no, like, and then we discovered the Scary Movie franchise for the first time, which I didn't know. Definitely the same thing with CDs when iPods came out, right? No, yeah, we didn't know what we were getting into. We thought we were watching like an actually scary movie, but it was just like a bunch of like actors and a producer that was making fun of like a bunch of scary movies. Except, like, my parents didn't, like, once they realized that it's, like, a joke movie and it's not actually scary, they just left the room and they're like, alright, the kids are just gonna have fun watching a bunch of jokes about scary movies. They won't get it, but they'll laugh, right? So, we can leave the kids with this movie and move on. So, the Scary Movie franchise is some of the horniest shit I've ever fucking seen in my fucking life. It is the most degenerate Hollywood shit that you would expect from a goddamn Reddit user. Like, it's fucking disgusting. And I was like fucking, oh, the head pads aren't working, let me fix that. I was like 12. I was like 12 watching these movies. Without any oversight. Like, oh, first of all, Ayato gave 10 crystal cores. Mwah, chef's kiss. And we sit here wonder why I'm fucked up. It's almost like my developing brain was fed horny from the beginning. I supped from the milk of horny, Hollywood horny. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this story. I'm just. That's how I came across the Scary Movie franchise. Yeah, it explains why I'm a VTuber, alright? Explains why I, as a millennial, am a VTuber. Fucking absolutely. But Inda, I hope you're doing well. Mwah. I hope this letter finds you well. Today a banquet is to be held at the Kamisato estate to admire the vernal scenery. In gratitude for the assistance that you have often provided, I cordially extend this invitation in hopes that you will attend. After enjoying the humble fare of our table, if you still wish to participate in other elegant pursuits, you may as well sit together with me under the eaves, drinking tea and sculpting flowers. Using the elemental energy contained within the crystal cores, the fleeting moment of which a flower bloom may be preserved, allowing the spring sunlight filling the garden to linger. As for the most crucial step, in fashioning flowers with your sword, I will provide a demonstration first. Practice makes perfect. But it should not prove difficult for one such as accomplished in the martial arts as yourself. I have instructed my retainers to prepare the necessary materials and await your visit. I really wish... I know it would never happen, right? But I really wish when you get these letters, you could actually go visit the locations that they talk about and actually meet the characters. Even if all they said was, Traveler, thank you for coming to share my birthday with me. And said nothing else, not even mention the letter. I think it'd be really sweet. It would be really sweet if they did even just that. And the thing is, they could just reuse it like every year, right? Really, how difficult would that be? Probably not a lot, but, and Genshin makes so much money, man. Just do it. Will you play Diablo 4 when that comes out? Haha, play Blizzard games. Point and laugh. No, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really grow up on Diablo. I never really understood Diablo.
Transfiguration by ordinance divine.
And I just don't really
Sakura swirl.
understand the appeal of isometric point-and-click top-down games very much, personally.
Unleash.
Certainly not making fun of people who, like, enjoy that or anything. I just don't get it.
Take flight.
And also, it's a game from Blizzard, so I just don't want to touch it. That's where I find myself, right? Because, like, I could play Hogwarts Legacy because the game itself was made by other people. The game itself wasn't made by Rowling, right? It's an adaptation of her world. I could let it go with, like, Hogwarts. I can't let it go with Blizzard when they themselves are both the creators of the world and also the awful corporation that still hasn't really taken any real responsibility for their fucking crimes against humanity. So, like, why does Ayaka's clothes look different? It's her skin. I'm coming, Foxboi speaking the gospel. Amen, brother. She got a skin the last patch. Look at her. Look at the flowers in her hair and the little butterflies everywhere. It's so pretty. It's so cute. It's the Fontaine style. It's hard to think of one major company without a shady past. Look, they're companies. Shady pasts are a given, and they can even be kind of like look the other way here and there. You know what can't be looked the other way? Creating something that they call the Cosby Suite in the middle of in the middle of the Cosby investigation, where he like clearly like just ruined the lives of a crap ton of people and just start making jokes about it on Twitter, by the way. Inexcusable behavior. And supposedly they apologize and all that shit. But it's no. Well, okay, I don't think they advertise it directly on Twitter, but there's like a bunch of people posing proudly in the Cosby Suite during this time. And then immediately all the allegations of the insane amount of workplace abuse and sexual abuse that was happening in the Blizzard company coming out. I can't. And the thing is, Blizzard just brushed that all under the table. They kept saying, oh, we did something. Oh, we did something. Pretty much nobody got fired. Nothing happened. The company just claimed to make changes, and they did nothing. People got paid to shut the fuck up. I can't, man. Nope. Nope. Yeah. And like, look, as a company, I can understand being like, hey, you guys are fans of our works, right? If you want us to be able to keep being a company, we need you to not use our platform to be political. Them saying that, entirely justifiable. Nobody could have complained if they like had like a moment like that where they're like, hey, look, guys, you guys can't do this. Like, if they did it like that, nobody would have complained. Nobody would have said shit. Everybody would have been like, oh yeah, you're right, Blizzard. How understandable.
Transfiguration. Do your master's bit. Neutralizing threats. Take flight.
Because it would have been completely understandable. Because it is. because like as much as we joke, a big mega corporation like Blizzard still can't fight against the entirety of a major world power government. That's just not happening. And all the people that were like, oh yeah, like free Hong Kong, help China, you know, stop China doing this, stop China doing that, during the middle of like the Blizzard stuff, where Blizzard is hosting stuff for their community. As important as activism is, that's fucked up and not helping anyone. You know? Get the game through third-party means. Yo ho ho, and a pirate's life for me. I'm just gonna agree with whatever you say. No worries. And Butterbro, good luck with the quiz, Gima. No worries, no worries. Like, it's one of those things where, you know, like, you gotta draw lines in the sand somewhere. For me, that's mine.
Transfiguration by ordinance divine. Let's keep going, team. Look alive.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not happy with, you know, like, just pretending that nothing's going on either. But, like, what the fuck is Blizzard gonna be able to do about it?
Manifest. Take flight.
Like, okay, if Blizzard has, like, control of, like, mainline China policies, sure. Sure. But there is a place for protest, and there is a place where you sit there and go, hey, let's not drag other people into a problem. No, yeah, like, if like, there are platforms where you're meant to be, you know, beyond free speech about that kind of thing. Twitter, despite all the jokes, is a place where you can go about that. If a company is hosting a tournament, yeah, like, and they're doing something for the community, and you're a member of that community, if you respect what they're doing for the community, even if it's just for the money, right? Let's be honest, those tournaments are not there for the community. They're there for the companies to foster goodwill and make some profit at the same time. But even so, a lot of normal people are putting in a lot of work to make that shit work. Like, it's rough. There's no right answer. There's no good answer, but like, but you know, there's a time and place to drag people and things into stuff. At least that's what I believe. And despite everything, I don't really think that, yeah, I mean, tournaments and shit like that are just pretty much advertising. Once again, they're not there. I don't know, Chief Fuck Blizzard seems to be the right answer. That is true. That is true. I just don't think everything is purely black and white. I think Fuck Blizzard is pretty purely black and white. However, when I heard about the people protesting about China and using the Blizzard like Blizzard's tournament to do it, I just kind of sat there and go like, guys, what is that accomplishing? If Blizzard equals China, then yes, what you're doing is right. You're protesting directly to the people that can like make the change. Blizzard's a fucking entertainment company, my guy. They make video games. Who's it helping? If anything, it just makes you and your message look bad.
As a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Alright. Oh, Shania! You look pretty spry. Shania and Balfour. Fancy running to both of you here. What are the two of you doing here? This is where you used to be able to get floral jellies. And Ed Sheeran, Yahoo, how you doing, cutie? Two great heroes. Your voices alone swell my confidence greatly. The 2 declared that the Nalapata Cup Beast Chambers tournament should be suspended for a time while the Academy improves the design of the Wisdom Orb. You two are still waiting for notice concerning that. That's right. Layla and Sino are the researchers responsible should inform if there's any progress, right? Not that, like, you'd understand much of their technological jargon. That's kind of how it is. He really wouldn't be much help. We'd probably just hinder them, really. How meticulous, how forbearing of you. I, for one, practically brim with excitement when I consider the grand scenes from the previous tournament. I attempted to take some of the related academia staff recently to get some answers. Improvements to the Wisdom Orb are being put through the theoretical stages. Any practical production will have some time yet. But once needed, discussions around the first iteration are decreasing by the day. The tournament itself is being forgotten, even if slowly. We can't allow the influence of the previous event to be wasted. Thematic event. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about Hi-Fi Rush, right? Because Bethesda is the producer, and if I buy Hi-Fi Rush, Bethesda gets money. The game itself was developed by somebody else, so I was okay with buying it in the end. I just wanted to wait for, like, a small sale. So once it was, like, 10% off, I picked it up, right? But I feel like there are lines some companies shouldn't cross, and if they do, they should be genuine in making a change about something. Blizzard never did that. Blizzard just kept brushing things under the table and waiting for things to blow over, and things blew over, and nothing changed about Blizzard. So, I won't ever touch a Blizzard game. It's just what it is. Looking for sponsors. I'm part of an organization for the next tournament. Me not buying things aren't going to stop them from doing that. That's also a fair way to look at it. Mixing with Theater Mechanicus! Fungus Mechanicus. So we're gonna send our fungi as the monsters instead. We're fighting the towers that we used to defend. We have become the betrayers. Yeah, it's worth a shot. Alright, let's do it. Playtest, blah 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 blah. Golden Comet about to strike. Has a question for you. You mean about Bongo Head and the others? That's right. Shroom buddies are doing great. Temporary residents in Northern Port Ormos. One of the previous contestants is taking care of them. Oh, is that Layla? Oh! Off you go, off you go. Right. Okay, so they claimed that in Northern Port Ormos somewhere. They have
Whirling snow.
They have somewhere in Northern Port Ormos somebody taking care of some of the Shroom buddies. Where? Where in Northern Ormos? Is it Layla? And Indom, you take a goody nap, Gemma. Get plenty of slip. I need to know! I need to know. Where are they? And, Zygron Morg. Yahoo! Welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. Hiya! Alright, hold up. Where? Where? They have blue highlighted letters, which is usually important, implying that somebody is actually taking care of the shroom somewhere, and I want to see it! Gotta be around somewhere. Where? I can't find it. Well, shit. I can't find it at all. I can't find it.
You had your chance.
Oh no, I didn't do the sprint. Yeah, $70 for a fucking top-down isometric game. Fucking hell. Oh, Bongo and Kindle Joy are here. Oh. I couldn't find the mushrooms. There's supposed to be some mushrooms in the north and I can't find them. Alright. Archive Mechanicus. So we have Bongo and Dual Blaze. Switch to see the details. Electro and Frost. Hmm. 100 damage, ooey damage, ooey healing. Alright. How is it supposed to work? Let's see. Direct Tamers, choose defeat all the Mechanici. Auto choose the nearest Mechanici and attack. You'll see the white line indicator. Alright. Marvelous Gels to instruct them to unleash powerful skills. Alright. Must have a target selected before they use. Okay. Okay. Okay, I see how this goes. Alright. I wonder how Diablo 4 is gonna work on controller. Did Diablo not have controller support before? I presume it works just the same as regular. Yeah. I only went for one round, but I can see this being alright. Alright. Never played a Diablo game? Let's play a game, let's dance. Got pretty familiar with Kindle Joy. Can't quite communicate with it as well as we can with Bongo Head. They're real happy bean. The test period's still gonna be on for a while. Blah 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 blah. Why would you play it on controller anyway? I mean, it's a top-down game. You might as well play it on controller. Event details. Is it all unlocked? No, it's not all unlocked. I'll just wait for it to be all unlocked and I'll just do it all at once. Oh, the first one we get the freebies for, no matter what. They're 50 primos per. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 400 primos plus the 20 we get for starting the quest. Yeah, it's like 420 primos. Pretty much the same as usual. Nothing too crazy. Nothing impressive. It is what it is. It's alright. The manly urge to pull on Shenhe. The absolute Sigma male urge to pull on Shenhe banner. Dude, fuck.
This route
Same reason that some people play MMOs with controllers, it's just what they're used to. Yeah, exactly.
You ever
It's not that weird. Especially with, like, Final Fantasy 14. FF14 pretty much has, like, legitimate controller support. Why are some of the hottest characters some of the most niche? Because... It's because they're so hot that they know that you're gonna go for them anyway. That they can afford to be niche. It just really upsets me when a character's playstyle doesn't fit in with the kind of lore that they kind of come with, right? Like, cause when you see Shenhe in action, you're like, holy shit, she's so powerful. She has insane, crazy, superhuman strength. And super, you know, Adeptus powers and shit. And then you play her as a unit, and she's a fucking support buffer. Why? But like, why though?
My will embodied. Do your master's bit. Providing cover fire. Now's our Let's get it on. Take flight. Embrace the ice. You asked for it.
She really should have been a main DPS or something. At the very least, she shouldn't have been a support, you know?
Ha! Final warning.
At the very least, she should not have been a support. She should have been, like, anything but a support. Like, genuinely. It just makes no sense that they made her a support. She could have been our first melt cryo? What are you talking about? Ganyu's our first melt cryo. Like, Ganyu can be used for freeze as well, but Ganyu is our first melt cryo character. Like, she has an attack-based bow, but she literally has the Wanderer's Troop set, which has EM. Oh god, Ganyu, am I a joke to you? Exactly, right? Poor Ganyu. Getting neglected like this. Can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. I just don't like Ganyu's playstyle, and that's fair. Honestly, Ganyu's quote-unquote playstyle is nothing to cry home about, if I'm gonna be entirely honest. It just kind of exists. Like, seeing her big PP numbers are super satisfying. They really are. But nothing else about her is, you know... Nothing else about her feels unique like that, you know? So, yeah. Oh, I just realized one of my transient resins will expire if I don't spend it. Rosaria's like a burst support. She like swaps in, hits her ult, gives some crit buff, and gets the fuck out. She does feel like an assassin though, because she's a very quick swap unit, right? She's absolutely a quick swap unit. So it fits her aesthetic and her playstyle very well. Like, everything ties in with each other. No, rather, you know, in her lore. Rather, because she's this assassin-y character.
Incarnate. Sakura swirl.
Rather, because she's that big assassin-y character, that I personally feel that her ability to be a support. And also,
Take your true form. Providing cover fire. Take flight.
yeah, she's literally a rogue.
Transfiguration by ordinance divine. Kamisato art. Sometsu.
Why does Ayaka do so much damage? Holy shit. Yeah, no. Because she's like a roguish character in the lore, an assassin. Her being able to support and also be able to be a damage carry makes complete sense. Woo! That's what we're looking for. That's what we're fucking looking for. Hold up. We were looking for a... Oh, it's gonna be hard to top this flower, but we have a goblet. We have a goblet that tops hard. We have a goblet that tops hard. So we're hoping for that flower just to roll decently enough. We just need the flower to roll decently enough. Give me like an attack percent for stat. ER is also acceptable. HP? It's fine. We just need to roll 50-50 for the rest. Just like that. We just need to roll 50-50 for the rest. Crit rate or crit damage. Ideally crit damage, right? Just give me crit damage. Crit rate is also acceptable. Crit damage. Let's go! That's what we're fucking talking about! Oof! Alright, last one. Just give me another crit rate or crit damage. We rolled HP as our fourth, and we rolled it one more time, but everything else has been crit damage. This has been pretty good. This has been pretty good. This has been pretty good. Come on, don't fuck me now. As soon as I want to go to sleep, I get energy mood. Give me crit damage. Crit rate is also acceptable. Crit damage. Crit damage. Crit damage! Crit rate. Acceptable. Okay. Alright. So, let's just swap for this. And us swapping for that, let's just take this still pretty decent goblet. But it lets us instead swap for, the most godly Animo Goblet I have to date. $30 crit damage with 5 crit rate! It rolled 1 crit rate, everything else into crit damage. Alright. Oh, we're so close to 200 crit damage with an 84% crit rate, dude. Look at this! Ah! 2.5 out of 5 when we should have started D&D. Ooh. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Genuinely unfortunate. DM is still not online. Not like this. Not like this, gamer. That is like the worst feeling. Hey, I have a group activity plan. And the person that it all hinges on is not showing up. Played another session like 3 weeks ago. You want a recap of what happened? Sure. fucking hate this domain right now.
My will embodied. Do your master's bidding. Take flight. Sakura swirl.
Oh god, what killed me? What the fuck killed me?
Let's keep going, team. Providing cover fire.
Suddenly I was just dead. Like, I got out of ult and I died. What happened? Hey, that's not awful. Why is that an HP hat, dude? What is this? Electro crystals? Maybe? I don't know. Oh no, I got hard capped out of nowhere. Fucking demolished. Alright. It's time to open up to a little Ace Attorney, my guy. I hope you're all ready. We're just jumping straight into it. We're just jumping straight into it, gamers. I don't even remember what was happening last time. Not really. We finished the, I'm gonna have no context. Okay, so we finished the first half. Start prediction. Can Cross stay an idiot savant? Start prediction. Who needs context anyway? The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Ah, yes. So we're defending a super rich client who, who's, being really sus for some reason, despite the fact that his life is on the line. And, we're actually pretty sure he's innocent. But he keeps, like, hiding shit, so he's not making it easy for us. To be fair, our character lacks the case context, too. So that's not weird. The Old Bailey's defendant antechamber. Alright, and the case took recess when somebody threw a smoke bomb down in the middle of the court case. What on earth happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Mr. Zato. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? That almost sounds like the sort of things ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe for now. I think that the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of about 15, I hear. A young girl? Then, could that be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, wait, what's become of Mr. McGilded, though, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not even here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. And who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk for some incredible, for what possible benefit to herself. Oh shit, that's a wall. DM finally got back to me, game is cancelled. Oof. After the party got into a big fight, and left at low health, they were met by one of the BBEG's higher-ups, Artificer, which my world has invented, the Warforged. A lot of mechanical parts replacing parts of his body. Basically, he made sure it knows who they are, but isn't going to kill him yet. Sees them as an inspiration for further improvements. He asked the party leaders whether they can see him as human or machine, since he had that most, he's done that most of his career. He took out a major NPC right in front of the party leader. The last thing he said before leaving is normally, I dismissed the question, but now I finally have an answer. I'm not human, I'm not a machine, I'm the god of a new age. As he left, he threw a diamond so they could revive the NPC. What's the point if they just... What's the point of killing off a character if you just give them the means to revive them? What? Session ended after that because people had to leave. One person got called into work, so it wouldn't have been much of a game anywhere. Still the same case as last stream, right? I don't really understand. Is it focused one case for the whole game, or are there multiple cases? In multiple cases. The first case was me being accused of murder by being used as a patsy by a foreign noble. The second one is my friend died, and I'm the only one that could have feasibly done it. But that's wrong. And this one is we're defending a rich guy. There's another matter that's troubling me. Well, what's that? The 20 pence. Hmm? Oh, yeah, the NPC attacked first. He wasn't planning on killing anyone. More the kind of messages as I can kill you if you wanted to, that kind of thing. Yeah, but wait, okay. Who's the DM in this case? Because if the DM, whoever the DM is, determines whether or not an NPC attacks, right? So, you know, it's not like a player attacked him and there was a consequence. I'm the DM. Why have him attack the character and die if you're just gonna revive him? From like a narrative perspective. Just genuine question. Because if I personally was running a story, had one of the side characters, not the player characters, engage in a fight with a high level person and perish and die, and the players didn't stop it from happening in some way, I would let that be the consequence, right? What's the consequence of this action, and why did it happen? It just feels like an action happened and there were just no consequences for it. I'm not gonna lie, it was just to fuck with my players. I'm just gonna say, if you want to fuck with your players, kill off the people that they love. Don't bring them back. Kill off the players kill off the NPCs they love. Don't bring them back. It's not fucking with them if you just kill off a character and then you bring them back. That's not fucking with them. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. Yeah, she's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. Trial will commence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. Yeah, we'll go straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine that this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I can't really imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. Well, we'll know soon enough, I guess, Mrs. Sada. Yes. Because from my perspective, what you just showed your players is that Hey, if you throw yourself at the bad guy and die, there's just gonna be no consequences. Because that's what it looks like from a narrative perspective. Which is why I bring it up. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Master Mr. Magnus McGill. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke, which has veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, the sort typically employed by the army. Fair, but my players seem to get the message that they seem to recognize this as more of an exception rather than the rule. I mean, sure.
Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. You didn't change the game and stuff? Oh, did it not change? Oops. It should have changed! It didn't change! It didn't save! Thank you, Indom. I wouldn't have realized that it failed to change. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade, which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGill.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that's what this wee lass was here in the first place? And why she's tried to bolt like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
What even happened that night? Not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. On the night in question, I took the back seat of the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Are we defending Willy Wonka? Yes. But Willy Wonka, who's a fucking loan shark. So all of his Oompa Loompas are equally poor and destitute as the actual Willy Wonka. Really selling those chocolate coins, am I right? There was a fella collapsed in front of the floor at me feet. So I just sat him up, gave him the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what I find. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, I no weed surf away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct?
'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, my lord.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. Honestly, I have no idea where to start. When you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers on board? There were no. The cabin was empty. There was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger, as it were, I see.
Alright. That's why I took the back sort as I did. It's the most comfortable it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? Oh, by all means. Just how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite upon the which the poor gentleman will stop sitting in. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable, where I feel the most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing at the skylight from time to time as well.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Alright, that's right. How can I explain? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Nah. You remember I was asleep at the time? I wouldn't like to say. No, sound woke me up and opened my eyes. I wasn't disturbed to be seeing the character that fell on the floor. You didn't initially see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Oh. Shit. Oh. Scaramouche! My brain didn't make the connection until I heard that.
The seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Scaramouche moment. Oh, not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. Nah, I was just stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes.
Hold it!
Right, you sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. The seat across from me, as I said. You could plainly see the poor devil's already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Tis common courtesy, tis. I find that a little hard to believe. Oh, Lord Van Zeeks! Now why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them. Some would even rather see me dead. So I do try, where it will possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Wait, are you suggesting you're just gonna leave the man there? Heavens alive, no! I was always intended on reporting it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. Some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self just do the same? The scream he says he heard at the same time as when he heard the victim collapsing.
Hold it!
So, I'm afraid I don't completely understand. Sure, you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim, right? So I did, sir. So I did. As far as I could see, that is. Wait, what do you mean by that, then? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious!
Under your backside? Eh, when I lifted the seat on which I've been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus for ourselves, remember? Yeah, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And that is what I found there. Alright, let's inspect it. Let's inspect it. The seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. Which game has been your favorite so far? The second OG Ace Attorney is my favorite thus far. Not including DLCs. Whichever DLC had the Ada lunch lady that you liked the voice of during that time, that case was really good. That case was genuinely really good. Like, all memes aside. I especially like the inspector guy that turned out to be the real villain at the end. And it's just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. Why you gotta call me out like that for? No, because it's the easiest way for you to remember exactly which case I'm talking about. Because it relates directly to you. That's all there is. It was actually my favorite case. It'd be quite impossible for her to climb up into the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very practical, aren't they? Wait, hold up. We need to find the cubby hole. Is this the one? Why is it not giving me the cubby hole? Unless we need that handle? The seat has a handle, so it seems. Ah, here it is. I missed the Ada lunch lady. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. The Edgeworth the boat case was pretty good, yeah. Something doesn't seem right here, though. I can't put my finger on what it is. There's like a little scratch there. Does that mean anything? So it doesn't recognize that damage as something important. There's a little damage here on the other side too, actually. Alright. Let's back out for now.
Hold it!
So you say she was hiding herself? Oi, that's right. Was hard to see the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met to her. Me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. Ugh, you're really overacting this. Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. Wait, the seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGildy. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
I'm that, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
I know we had a photo somewhere from the top angle, but I'm not seeing... After that, of course. With the screaming from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you. I have heard enough. The events, as explained, are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns a crust amongst large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What?
This girl here, a petty thief.
How did she get a military smoke grenade then?
Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade?
It's not like the modern day where military surplus is fucking everywhere in America and shit.
Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
She fucking killed him. She fucking shot him with a gun. I just saw a murder in the courts. What? She straight up shot him with a handheld cannon.
How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Oh, the girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes. I'm over here. Wait. What the fuck is... Okay, what's happening? First of all, very cute. Second of all, what the fuck is happening?
Good gracious! How?
What was the point of that little sidestep? I know what you're lot of thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This little dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the jet. Go on, that's what's in your heads, isn't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... I'm dead. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do are these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got a lot of pride in what I do. I like her. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns amongst weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I left it the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. Oh, wait! That's fucking Herlock Sholmes' gun! That's Sholmes' gun! It's his fucking chemical gun! Oh, she stole it from Sherlock Holmes! Herlock Sholmes, I'm sorry. She's adding assault on our pending charges of pickpocketing, yes. Also, Mako, hope you're doing goody cutie. How you doing today, baby? It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Oh! Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
Back to the store with Nutter Butter? Nut. So... you admit you were riding the omnibus of the night in question? Eh, 'tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. I'll nut your butter. Woo. Ah! Alright, yeah. Just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright. If I have to. So, I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. Got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see what a blind thing that hiding place. It's pitched in there. Then, after a while, I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out my skin I did, and the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, man. Yeah, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
And Ray Ray, mwah, Yahoo, how you doing, cutie? Hope you're doing well. Get them free points. Oh shit. Last minute to invest in yes. Believe in the Fox gamers. Running out of time. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? I'm sure, as I said before, sir. I was sitting in all top the place while she was holding herself. I think that a demonstration is called for, eh? This is where I supped that night. And the cubby hole of which... Oh,
And the cubby hole of which you have spoken is underneath, I presume.
all in.
Yes. It does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Boy, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Oh,
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
even though you must realize that your action will result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. This feels weird.
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
Mr. Naruhodo, this, well, it must mean... It must mean what? That we're victorious. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
I'm sorry, what? Nice kicks, by the way. Great legs. Mwah, chef kiss. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Huh? Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight to his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think that Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission?
After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by the officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put, was included in the investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It is noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good Lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What?
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies in the constabulary to allow this thing to happen. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend. Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Uh-oh. I didn't check it before. Oh, to be sure. The young gentleman will be able to clear that up in a jiffy. Sorry. Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Now there's all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Well, Counsel, do you have something to say upon this matter?
Hey, how am I supposed to answer that? What can I even say about the state of that little compartment in the scene in the omnibus? I didn't look. The honest truth is that I didn't look. But I also don't think he's lying. My character's like, something's wrong about this. So I think it wasn't empty. I think I have to agree. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my case, cause as a counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it. Yes.
Oh, are you sure, Counsel?
Bewist? What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here! What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess, I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and as honestly as possible. Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasant, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilden. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as a devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible.
That money London Fleecer and the pick purse alive! I can't believe I'll nearly take it in. Us stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. Quite so. I must concur here. Did I mess up? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yeah, but every time a different truth, it seems. Did I mess? I didn't mess up, right? My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there's the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Hold it!
So you were already in the omnibus before it ever set off on its run. Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's the wrong idea, ain't it? Suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually does make sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the feathers and all. Her little smirk is adorable. I want to just give her a head pat and a cup of soup. Soup. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence, making the 20 of what the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace writing for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before it's the last front seat. So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself in under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach, you know?
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, I'm sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under my seat. That's all I can tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Hold it!
A waste of time. Why exactly is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own. The go permit at least summertime.
I beg your pardon. Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well, that's what my condos call it. You say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. That's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. Oh, that's it. Only that not. This cove was sat on right for me from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time, while the events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure, to be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on it by the child, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. so you couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Not a joke. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher at who I'm going to fiddle. Wow. Yeah. I don't want to hear a little girl talk about fiddling people. I know it's for money, right? Step bro joke. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's probably in like her mid-teens. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I could have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time the passengers plant themselves in the opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. I retract my statement. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels like too much like being thrown in the clink. She's got really nice hair for a pickpocket. It's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Why don't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick out under there and nothing else for it.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could that be, I suppose? I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. Then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when they got curious when I looked it up, Wiki said either 17 or 18. 17 or 18. Dangerous. It's 50-50, ladies and gentlemen.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. Could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. Pushed up the curtain, had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? Irishman was sitting up, the bloke had what fallen on the floor in the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. Should have never had her looking.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts, he was. Still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and ended up falling onto me. Oh, how awful. Welcome to Deal or No Deal. If you win, you can make 18 plus jokes about it. If you lose... Woo, woo, woo. Both at me and got covered in blood that made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must have been what the rooftop passenger saw. And after that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and all that. And I heard something from above and someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First from the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. And the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided that the defendant was innocent. For one brief, shiny moment, yeah. It's clear that they're all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want. Yeah, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling that something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. So, you couldn't see out of the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me Ev and look out of the crack. Oh, look how cute her little... Her... Oh, I'm gonna lean out of the way. Look how cute her little profile picture is! It's super cute! What the fuck? She's all pouty, but she's all smirky. Adorable. I want to give her a cup of soup. I can have a butcher and who I'm gonna fiddle. Officer! Alright. Passengers plant themselves opposite. For some reason that night, this Irishman spent his journey over my head. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. It feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
No.
Wait. Oh, he suddenly reacted out of nowhere.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilden? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking about something to yourself, sir. No. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass as well. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see. Yeah, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Bruh! And I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But jabbers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp! What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yeah. What should we make of that last statement of hers? I mean, it has to be important. It's never not important in this franchise. It's never not important in this franchise. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important. But all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, that's the proudly important part. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure that I do not understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you going on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. It won't work on me. And Virgin, Yahoo, how you doing, cutie? Hello. That's right. Insult the judge. Haha. What a good move.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Oh, well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could have just pushed the curtain up and have a budget to see what's what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got my head down so you didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilden sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Oh, yeah! What you Adam and Eve, eh? What a mug! So all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But what would he? Not likely. Even though he stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just have to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. I'm sorry. Never heard the door open. He boarded with her! He boarded with Mason! Gotcha courtroom. Is it 17 or babyface? Test your luck in this total legal game show. Jailbait or girlfriend now on Fox Kids? Bruh. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Yeah, that doesn't add up then. Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zeeks realized it too, then.
Counsel, I must insist you bolster your claim with evidence. One, or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. It has to be Mason. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Thrice fired Mason. Oh, the music stopped. The music stopped. Hold up.
Thrice fired Mason.
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel.
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier you were the first person to board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. Got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. Ah, that was not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. And did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And, from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops on its onwards journey. Being afraid of the dark in this time period kind of makes sense, though. True. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to live. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem the words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are just convenient untruths, nothing more. I like that the buttons on her cap make it look like eyes. That's kind of adorable, right? That's kind of super cute, ain't it? That is really cute. Is that right? How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh, what the? Lady! Wait, what? She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither can I.
Mr. Foreman!
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars.
Emotions. Purely emotional. Ugh. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing.
Ah! Oh! What are you playing at? Have you forgotten how you're working for your useless Eastern Araman? This is carnage. It's perfect. This dude's drinking wine in court? Yes. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going... Yeah, I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. That is true. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it sheds an entirely new light on the whole case.
What are you saying?
Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my education. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet,
Wait! Wait! I know what happened now! Can you... You can! There's a latch! There's a latch on the skylight! It can be opened from above! The thumping that they heard! The thumping that they heard was the body landing from the skylight! The body fell down into the cabin! The murderer is one of the 2 people that were sitting above! He fucking got Assassin's Creed dropped in there! There's a latch! Oh, I know what it is now. Oh shit! Oh shit!
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Okay, wait. So I thought that M was a W, right? Bruce Fairplay, lady first, no. Who could the knife be, though? Who could the knife belong to, though? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. That there is another entrance into the omnibus. If the door wasn't open even once, the only other explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is there for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with the door. The other has only windows. fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection.
But there it could be. There's one possibility you haven't even considered, have you?
Oh, really?
Yeah. One other way that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus in which the incident occurred. Where is this entrance you propose the victim enter the cabin?
Take that!
Because the answer is obvious. It could have only been the skylight.
I say, the skylight.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection. The skylight is large enough for someone to pass through.
objection, so you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your adult brain theory?
Both Mr. McGilden and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained as the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has. However, would a man slipping from the seat to the floor really make such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious.
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim did not enter the cabin as such. He fell into it!
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen.
And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Well, yeah, that's true. But hold it. Might the humble fella make a wee comment there? Mr. McGilden? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, it is not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps that the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Hmm? Oh my goodness, surely not. Wait, those two chaps on the roof?
You mean the ones who stuck the knife in the man were...
Oh!
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said! You rotter! What are you insinuating? What the fuck is that? Is he pretending he's a horse? What actually the fuck is going on? Dude's throwing it back like it's the 18th century, my guy.
This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. So will I. Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right! I protest too! About you, you rotten scoundrel!
Order! 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 This is not the time, witnesses.
Kofi! Yahoo! How you doing, cutie?
I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. This is outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know?
My lord, if I may comment.
Go ahead, Lord Van Seeks.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witness. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Tyler, how you doing? I'm doing alrighty. Just enjoying some Ace Attorney, having a good time. Wait, accuse? I never intended to do...
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is one thing. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot stand without the rooftop passengers being unaware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated the criminal guild. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation.
I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Oi! What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify!
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see the matter through now, one way or another.
There is filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. Testify! What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay. Mr. First. My lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Oh, yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forwards.
We were the only two people up on that roof deck. Dead or alive, I can swear to that.
If anything happened up there while we were sitting, do you think one of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure that the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say, on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine.
Defendant owed a considerable amount of money. I wonder if it's possible that thrice-fired Mason borrowed money through Bruce Fairplay to Magnus. I think it might be Bruce. There's also blood on the skylight, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's possible. It's possible that we missed that. Not seeing it directly. When you observe the skylight and you see blood, it's probably because you're at the skylight looking in, and it's the seat inside. Unless it's underneath. It's very possible it's underneath the skylight, that they did open it up. And, It's also possible that we need to look at it from below. It's also possible that we never bother looking at it from below. It's a bit of discoloration there, but nothing immediately sacrosanct. Yeah, no blood in the skylight itself.
How either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right! You see?
We're innocent, I tell you! Although logically, of course, the argument falls down to the two of you were in collusion with another.
What?
According to the investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Oh, well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here, though. The trial's going in our favor, really. So why do I feel uneasy?
Counsel for the defense. Over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. I want to press that, but I'm going to hold. Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Hold it!
But did you really? There's probably blood in the skylight, but it won't be visible until we reach some trigger point in the story. Yeah. Or it requires us to open the skylight, and we'll see blood that's been caught between the fucking whatever. So, you've never met thrice-fired Mason before.
Oh, Loom, no! Not once, never!
No one reacts to that. He never met the man before, he said. Never! No one else reacting to that. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. Hatters don't have very much to do with brickmakers, if to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin.
Oh, baby, he knows!
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilden? Ah, yes, counsel. What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection? Is that right now, I wonder?
What are you insinuating now?
Mr. Fairplay? It has been too long, so it has.
Huh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching now, isn't it? Your payment date?
I beg your pardon.
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me, it's extortion.
Now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? That sort of begrudgery that might motivate the fella to pass his crimes off to another? And, young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about your head. It's not one of your own creations, is it? Well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers, such as thrice-fired Mason. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for my lord. Oh! Yeah, it does look a little similar, just really raggedy.
Do you mean...
I can't help but thinking that the poor hell of hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh! That's one of my hats! Oh, that is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours. This sort of customer, I wager. You could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinction of the goods. No, sir! Absolutely not, sir! Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case.
You little weasel!
He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilden has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please, don't let me interrupt. Hold, this interruption, hold the proceed. Oh, I got an achievement. So I assume I did something right there. We couldn't have possibly opened it. But you could have, though. Are you quite certain about that? That skylight was shut the entire time.
I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute!
He's gonna lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. I love that the achievement was Hat Hunter. Yeah, that's great.
Go on! Take a look for yourself, go on! You see? It shut faster, just like it was on the night!
So it is. Of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it and all, still know.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand?
Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing! Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Yeah, let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shook myself with it as it happens.
This is an unexpected confession, Miss First.
Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck. Couldn't make it budge. Stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as a rogue, I did. Red as rouge, I did.
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir! The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried while I was inside the cabin of shame. Ooh. I really like her smug little smirk. I like Lestrade. I like Lestrade's design. Very well done. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade! It opens. The skylight? That's what you're talking about, right? All them skylights open. Dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon, maybe? It's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, you can't do it from inside your mug. Oh! Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. What she had that gun for, she stole it. And Ultra, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Sweet dreams, get plenty of sleep. Now I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out in the ears.
Mr. Strong, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't just hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight. Open the catch, jump right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck.
Bailiff! Climb onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims!
Yup, I saw that latch. that gun from Herlock Sholmes, by the way. She found it in a bag that she stole, like, in a fucking bus.
Order! 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 So, it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true.
Yeah, I don't believe it. The skylight just opens from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we're looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. And now there's gonna be magically be blood visible, right? Yeah. Okay, skylight fast shut before. Now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. Aha! We found the blood, bitch! Why doesn't it focus on the blood? It's right there! We found the blood! From inside? Maybe from inside. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we gotta do it from inside. What do you mean? Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through it, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? What is it? Look, just here. Look at this. That's, without question, it's blood. Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Alrighty. 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 We got it. Yeah, if you're sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I got it right here, bud. Got it right here, bud. The omnibus itself. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible on the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What? That's utter humbug. Ugh, you can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel,
My lord?
I believe everyone will appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly on the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude? We'll point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
I love how they're like, yeah, so we had some limitations. So we have to make sure you present it from the inside, right? Because if you try to observe the blood from above, they couldn't get it. They couldn't get the sensitive whatever enough to work right. Wait, why did that? Oh, I have to hit present. I have to hit present.
By Jupiter, is that blood?
Yeah, this bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus opened.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime!
No! Order! Order! Order!
Hold it.
Hold it! But the blood could have sprayed up there with the fellow stabbed inside the cabin!
And only found its way to that one particular spot in the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient.
Ugh.
I love that you have a sword in court, yes. And keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way for those for certain, is there? The jet really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. President? Tis all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No!
But it can't be. It's all lies!
My fellow jury members! I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. Yeah, you fucking condemned him twice, lady.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what will you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed!
Objection!
Wait, what are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began.
Wait, but...
Oh, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session.
What? What the palaver? Must say, didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a person who your standing, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, fella known all over for the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolled off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey himself.
Mr. McGilded, I realize this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens, a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts!
Adapt the facts? Wait, what does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Counsel?
Oh, no.
I think it's fair to say that does so sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood in the skylight didn't exist, you say. But if you would all cast your minds back, it's not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time. How could anybody a pussy put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife's... Oh, the smoke. McGilded. You can't smoke the courtroom and plant false evidence and then say that. Oh no. Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus is in full view the entire time that the court's been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during the trial? Yeah, it's totally possible. Because it's totally possible! We smoked the entire room, man! As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, it is true that there is one possibility.
Oh. Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend have no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone still remembers clearly, right? The recess where we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Yeah, no one can forget that. The one option is feet. Yes, feet are the answer, clearly. The courtroom filled with smoke. Everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave the chamber. In that brief intervals, under the veil of smoke, in all that chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Sorry, I was memeing. No, you're right. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten, feckless gouger? Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me! 'Tis a wicked plot! 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is!
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies? Such as?
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat.
Okay. I get the feeling that this is meant to be a scripted loss. So I know that the point of the bet was whether I myself, the player, wins or not. If the win condition is me making sure that McGilded is punished for the crime, because that's what the game intended, I'm gonna count that as my personal victory of the quote-unquote not guilty. The point was, am I going to win as the player, or am I going to lose as the player? That was the point of the prediction. It's just the select wordings that we used was not guilty and guilty. The game pulling a fucking plot twist out of its ass to make you suddenly decide that, no, I'm going to make sure you get the guilty verdict. I'm not going to let it scam. We're going to keep it with the intent of, can I, the player, win or not? Right? If I pass the level, it counts as not guilty, even if it turns out McGilded is guilty, alright? Alright? It's whether or not I might play the win. I know the words are the way they are, right? But because it seems like that's where it's going, so I gotta draw lines. That's always the intent, is that I myself, as the player, don't lose to the game, you know?
To start with, the storage compartment under the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, the compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Six, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shot.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish this with any certainty. If the evidence is a result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have to say that I have an idea and then figure it out, right? My lord?
Yes, counsel.
There is one further inconsistency. The blood on the ground. The blood on the ground wasn't there in part 1! I remember now! Oh my god. Oh my god! I've been led by the fucking nose! A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back! The anti-omnibusy.
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
This trial keeps swinging one way and the other. I have no idea what's the truth, what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
The blood. It wasn't there on the ground before.
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight, onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed, sure. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when this omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Also, the blade was not long enough to pass entirely through his body. If he landed and the blood splattered, it would have splattered up into multiple directions. There should be no blood on the floor. If anything, if there was blood on the floor, there should be at least a slight inkling of an outline.
Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question whether or not that evidence is genuine or whether it is unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. This trial is over! Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye! memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense! Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now! Well... And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it's been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Fairly has failed to present any decisive evidence at all! I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord!
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollection of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and the absence of any credible method by which to prove its allegation previous non-existence. I regret to say it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your proposition?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my education. As a formality, I am obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGill would be found not guilty. Yeah. Which would mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here, though? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there's also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious me. Order! This unprecedented behavior of counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, sir. It was a grand decision. What? I must say, didn't quite expect such an exciting spectacle in the end, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella. Some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It is just the right honorable gentleman so sufficiently put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality.
I really don't know what to make of all of this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of properly, as I said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. Mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely part.
Now that proceedings have unfolded this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
Wait, but we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. Wait, we don't know if the witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zeeks,
My lord,
the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
my sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
Wait, hold up. But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in that manner.
Wait, but that's unfair.
The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
What? Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure. So it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You mean to tell me that it's all been a grand waste of time?
It is the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGill.
Good grief, you've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
I don't feel good about this, though. I don't feel good about this at all. I don't feel good about this one bit. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Fireworks inside of a building seems dangerous. Welcome to Britain. Welcome to London, where everyone is born the ability to dual-wield knives. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. Welcome to Redneck France. Metal Gear Rising Britain. I kind of hope Metal Gear Rising gets a sequel now that, like, the meme culture has accepted it. And that there is a market for it now. That certainly was a long trial. Yeah, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. And it was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Susato. Thank you for your assistance.
My source is, Jack, that I made it the fuck up!
Assuming that's a win for the Gamba? For the Gamba, that is considered a victory, yes. Not guilty. Also true that we got the not guilty verdict. Congratulations to you point havers. Congrats. Thank you, Ray Ray, for contributing points to make sure that the prediction game had something going on. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? What else will I do with my over 400k points, right? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. See, that's an issue with court. The point of a court is to find out the truth. That's the real point of a court of law, is to find out the truth of what happened. That is my opinion, and I will die on this hill. Alright? Like, okay, sure. In a perfect world, you would instead have just detectives figure out everything from the get-go, and it'd be perfect, and you don't even need the court. But a court of law should be there specifically to prove the truth. In a perfect world. You carried out your duties to perfection. He doesn't stream on Thursdays anymore? I do, just not always. Oh, I bet you did. Mr. McGilded. Oh, and that girl's with him, too. Why is she like a tsundere? Well, it seems the stories are true. Stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks when they do be letting off with this verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you myself have seen them now. Spectacular, what do you say? Yeah, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. Oh, what on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you have me straight in the head there for once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Ah, 'tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. Nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. What? Oi! They've all seen that I didn't do the odious and absent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellas of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. It's not really that funny. And Ari, the head pats? Have the head pats even been working the stream? I can't even tell. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh yeah, it's just straight up not working today, huh? It's weird. Uh-oh. Hard frozen. Uh-oh. Let me reboot. Yeah, it's just, the program's been frozen the whole time. It's just been hard frozen the whole... Ah! The bonks work, but everything else doesn't. Mix It Up just been broken the whole time. Hold on, let me force shut it. Force end task. It's not even end tasking. The program's just frozen. Wait, no. I can't possibly accept that much. Oh, be west. You're a humble people, aren't you, from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still at all. You deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. Some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection?
I'm going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told.
I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing me best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while studying here in Great Britain. Of course, the British game makes the Irishman a villain. I mean, at least they made him rich, right? But, of course, British game makes Irishman a villain. Of course, right? Of course, right? That would be how it is. Really, that would be how it is. Yeah, the head pats are broken right now. I'm sorry. I can't even reboot it. It's not letting me. Oh! I honestly forgot she was here too. Don't shoot me! Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Mr. Strahd, would you mind, you know, putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? I hate old grown-ups. You're 17, 18. You're pretty much a grown-up yourself.
Ah, there you are!
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. Who the fuck? Who is... What is this music? What voice am I supposed to give this small child? Excuse me, officer. Somebody. Who is this lossy child? Sassy lost child. Where the fuck has she come from? Dory voice? 10 out of 10 English there, Cross. Naughty, running off like that? Is this some kind of picnic? Who the fuck is this little girl now? And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh my god, she's got a bazooka! Oh fuck! Oh, you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me, but like, who are you? Oh, good day to you. I am, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? I just took my office in for a moment whilst I was changing onto different omnibus, and then she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What's it what? No idea what this girl's talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adult! Come along then. Follow me. Fine. Have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end, and totally not because I'm, offering total atomic annihilation. Yeah, I'm fairly certain what she wants is to not get shot by that massive fucking gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one. Yeah, for all you know, Mako, that thing's just a giant shrapnel shotgun cannon, though. Not even a bazooka. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too? Yeah, you're right. But where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner have we arrived in London than we have to rush here. All of our traveling cases are still at the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But at this late hour of the day, I'm afraid we might be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Yeah, please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. Well, I know it might be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I am not so sure about this plan. I think a midwinter London might freeze a young person solid just as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Yeah, now I'm starting to regret turning to Mr. McGilded down. 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or even a mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, we were soon to learn there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
Oh, of course it's on fire!
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
And now there's no evidence allowed ever.
Before we started investigating.
Someone inside!
There's someone in there.
Who?
This can't be.
Who was inside? Wait, was it McGilded? It'd be kind of funny if it was McGilded. Is it bad that I want it to be McGilded? It'd be funny. It'd be super ironically funny if it was McGilded. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. The Clouded Heart. I hope it was too. Yeah. Shit. I think I'm just gonna watch the intro cutscene and then I'm gonna call it a stream. I think that's the play. Evidence? I don't need no evidence. Who needs evidence?
I begin to think, Wilson.
Wilson?
Turning his head languidly in my direction. that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back.
London moment.
In the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set.
London moment, everybody! London!
The curtain had risen.
London, knives and dead people everywhere. Knife murders. London, London, everybody. London, adding to the stereotypes. London moment. London moment. All right. However, that is what we're gonna call a stream. London moment, gamers. I'm gonna run the ending ad break, and we're gonna call that a night. Yeah, baby. Thank you guys so much. Stopping by. Ooh, that was a messy case, if I've ever seen one. Fucking the evidence was changing the whole time, and I thought I was making progress, and I realized I'm just getting hoodwinked. My God. Holy shit, I'm just fucking getting lied to, man. Just absolutely fucking lied to. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone take care. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Mwah. Make sure to get plenty of rest. Take care of yourselves, you adorable little shit. You lovely little fuckers. I love you. Mwah.